Round number 18 of 20 of Season 4 of the Sunoco Elite Series. 3 rounds to go. We are here in Autodrome de Paris. Our 4th season here. Been here every season. We're coming here again for 60 laps around this very weird speedway, to say the least, as this speedway has gotten some weird lines going through, but they have repaved the track a little bit, sort of, on the inside. That's given the inside of a little bit more of an advantage this year. But on pole position today, it is Ryan Monaco, the Thundersport GP driver. Let's get a better look at him. Ryan Monaco, the Thundersport GP driver, who has had some history here in the past, but a rank D driver on pole is very interesting, to say the least, alongside Max Anderson, your reigning champion, who isn't doing amazing in the championship, is going to need some more to be able to win this championship, but a lot of doubts surrounding him this season. On row 2, you got Adam Vincent, who was, if I'm correct, 4th in practice, and could be a threat here today. Keep your eye out for Vincent alongside Nick Pericles, who has been a threat all season long and is 5th in points. Keep your eye out for him later in this championship, but there's only 3 rounds to go. On row 3, you got Jack Halleck, who could also be a threat for the championship going forward, but he'll need a little more than what he's got. Alongside your practice winner, Skylar Johnson, who, if I'm correct, is just barely out of contention now. The Skylar Johnson, your practice winner, 6th in qualifying, very fast out here today. Keep your eye out for Skylar Johnson today, a rank D that could possibly make history. On row 4, you got Chase Dunbar. For HHR, a lot of people didn't expect him to do that good this season. He's performed alright, to say the least, but not a lot of people expect him to return next season. He'll have to prove his point here today. Alongside Alexander Rowe, your 2nd in points, one of 3 people who can have the points lead out of this race is him, Paulson, and obviously your points leader, Paul Jackson. Rowe, definitely a huge threat today, as he has won at speedways in the past. We'll see if he can win it here today. And on row 5, you got Zachary Fitzwater Sr., your Season 2 champion here in Season 4. He will also need a little more than what he's got to be able to win this championship, but it could all start here, as Jackson does not start very high up, alongside Vance Caldwell, who after his penalty in after his penalty in after his penalty in the Royale, he really is in the danger zone now. He'll need a lot to win this championship. As we look through the packet, some of the other people we should keep an eye out for. Paul Jackson, though he's near the rear, he could be a huge threat if he's able to get through this field. He's shown so much speed in the past, but here he's had some pretty bad luck. We'll have to see if he can break that bad luck streak today. It'll take a lot. Kieran Mulcher back here, 5th in practice. Paulson, obviously always a threat, but he's near the rear. A lot of big threats near the rear today. Jones, Carlson could be a threat. Windhelm is always a threat. John Arndt coming off a win. Finn Guy at a speedway. Just big threats all around as we get the command. And there is the command to get the cars rolling off pit road. 60 laps is expected to be sort of a sprint race. Not very long, so we'll have to see how this quick race affects people, and if anyone is going to be able to challenge your pole sitter, Ryan Monaco. Like I said, he's shown speed here in the past. No matter what car he's in, we'll see if he can possibly pull out a win for Rank D, which would be the first ever Rank D winner. We've never seen one. And if Skylar Johnson does it, it'll be not only the first Rank D winner, but it'll be the first female driver to win a Sunoco Elite Series race. As Audrey Baranowska's a Sunoco Royale champion last season, she did not win a heat main event in that, so it did not count as a win. But we'll take 3 and 4. We expect this to be a pretty calm race overall, but you never know with some of the people in this pack. But it'll be Ryan Monaco leading it down to the green flag here in Autodrome de Paris for our fourth and possibly final season here in Paris. As he takes the last corner into the restart zone. And green flag is in the air here in Paris. Through turn 1 and 2, Ryan Monaco has the lead from Max Anderson. He got clear of him before the end of turns 1 and 2, but now Adam Vincent is lurking behind. So is Jack Halleck. Skylar Johnson's in the wall, your practice winner right off the bat. Skylar, one of, if not the fastest person out here, just got a big roadblock in her plans today. She'll drop pretty far down to her teammate Roman Rahal, but that is very bad as Ryan Monaco has lost the lead to Adam Vincent here early. Adam Vincent is going to lead the second lap as we get up the leaderboard. It's now Vincent, Fitzwater, Halleck, Irvine, and Dunbar. Here comes Dan Luisen, who is yet to get a ride next season. Ryan Monaco was recently confirmed to go to Monarch next season, but there has been no confirmation for Dan Luisen. He'll try to get his ride here by impressing the crowd. He takes fourth, but here comes Sean Angel. Oh, doesn't make the low line. No, he is going to make the low line work. Like we said, the low line was repaved, and you can see how that's affecting it compared to the last few years where the outside has had the advantage. Now you can run that low line without having to worry about your momentum. But it's Vincent, Fitzwater, Halleck, Angel, and now Ryan Monaco has retaken the 5th position. But here comes Alexander Rowe. You're second in points, only about 46 points down from Jackson, which Jackson is going to need some points today, which he is gaining position from his starting point. Actually, he's gained a good amount of position. He's now 29th. He's in the point. He's in the points now. That's important that he now has points. We look up here. It is chaos through the pack. But up at the front, your top 3 have broken away. It's Vincent, Fitzwater, and Halleck leading. Angel beginning to catch them. Slowly but surely, he's catching them at the front. And Rowe seems to want to follow. Roush has taken the 6th position, it seems, as Pericles had the 7th position, but Ryan Monaco gets it. The plans for a rank D winner, all of those plans were just thrown out the window for Skylar Johnson. Specifically, where did Johnson end up? At the rear of the field in dead last. Devastating for your practice winner. But Fitzwater, no matter how much he wants to go after Vincent, he's got to keep Halleck in check. Halleck is basically the polar opposite of Paul Jackson. As he has said in the past, he's a road course guy, but he's shown a lot of speed on the speedways. But right now, Adam Vincent's still leading. Your fastest lap was out of Alexander Rowe at a 28.548. Was not this time around, though, as now Roush is starting to break away. Aren't trying to break away from Lorenzo Log. We also saw... we saw Gerard Aron started 11th. He dropped like a rock. Luisen was almost in the top 5. He dropped. A few people dropped very quickly, but Jeffrey Finguy used all that to his advantage. He's in a top 10 spot now. John Art now trying to work it on Scott Roush. And he'll get the move done. Art has been shown to be one of the absolute quickest guys in the latter half of the season, and he's showing it again. He's now P6. John Art is incredibly fast this late season, as he's already racked up 2 wins, and he's going for another top 5 if he can track down Rowe, as his teammate Nick Pericles is now searching on Scott Roush. Jeffrey Finguy has gotten passed into the 9th position, it seems. It was past Lorenzo Log, and then Stephen Thompson was able to take the 10th position, so we have a ranked D in the top 10 again, being Stephen Thompson. Which Stephen Thompson was also confirmed to get a better ride next season. Thompson is now going to Shock Allison Racing. So congratulations, Stephen Thompson. Finally going to get to show his true stuff next season. We'll see what he can do then, but for now he's got to hold with the Sega Sport, which is heavily rumored to go to Panasonic Lights next season, as it's the bottom 2 teams dropping out, as Sega Sport has been at the bottom of the leaderboards the whole season. They might make it up though, you never know. Look back, where is Jackson? Jackson is in 26th, still gaining spots. Just keep your eye out for Jackson. He could climb into possibly a top 10 spot near the end of the race, which would be able to solidify his points lead again. But he'll need to get hunting. But it also matters on these pit stops. The pit stops are going to be very, very important, as the pit wall has taken lives in the past, as Angel's gotten past Fitzwater now, and so is Halleck. Halleck going after Adam Vincent, but now he's got to worry about Sean Angel. It's a 5-way battle for the lead, as Rowe is joined in the battle as well. Art is digging deep, and he's on the way, gaining 0.3 a lap. As the battle is heating up early. We honestly didn't expect a battle up at the front. We expected someone to gap pretty easily. But no, we're keeping in this tandem. We've seen this kind of tandem in the past, where everyone just kind of stays in line for a while. But the pit stops are going to shake that up, which are coming in about 10 laps. 10 laps down. We said this was a shorter race. But Adam Vincent, if he wins here today, that'll be career win number 4. But Halleck going for career win number 3. He's down the inside of Adam Vincent. It's Maverick GP versus Full Frontal. Full Frontal showed so much speed today, but they're gonna lose the spot to Jack Halleck and Sean Angel right down the inside. Angel has been here since Season 2, but he's gone winless. But now as he challenges for second, the possibility of another first winner this season could be emerging. We saw Carlson get his first career win. We've seen Caesar get his first career win. Who else have we seen this pack? I know we've seen a few. I'm just kind of spacing out. You have Jenny Kuznetsov, got his first career win earlier this season. Kieran Malcher got his first career win earlier this season. A lot of people getting their first career wins this season. Could Sean Angel join into that group? He currently is P2. He's got to chase after Jack Halleck. If he wants any chance at this, he's got to chase Halleck, which he'll try. He's slightly faster last time around. Fitzwater fighting with Rowe, as now Arndt has closed up on Vincent. It was Arndt versus Angel for the win. It was Arndt versus Angel versus Halleck for the win last time in Rockingham. Are we going to have deja vu? Because Arndt once again hunting through the pack, as once again Angel and Halleck fight for the lead. This is Rockingham 2.0. We'll see if Arndt can pull it again. Could Arndt possibly pull the double? That's only ever been done by Pericles, Brock, Anderson, and I believe Konstantin have pulled it off. Arndt would pull it off here. He'd become the 5th person to do it, if I'm correct, which would be incredible. Fitzwater has gotten past Sean Angel, and Rowe is making the hunt as well. Angel got a little loose, I think, and he lost the position to Fitzwater. Now here comes Vincent once again. Once you get stuck on that outside, you drop. And now he's got a battle with Arndt. He's battled with Arndt before, and I don't think he's going to be able to fight Arndt. Arndt is there. No, he will. Angel will keep the position. But this train of 6 Oh, Rowe could be going for a win here. What about Pericles? Could Pericles close up? He's not close. He's not there. What about Jackson? He's going to want to kick it up, which he has. He's now up into the 25th position. But he's stuck on the outside. Here comes Brock. Oh, Jackson starting to lose position. That's not good. We'll catch up on him later. Johnson still at the rear. Rowe is taking the second position and has put Maverick GP in a 1-2 situation. But now we're coming to the pit stops within the next lap or two. Who will be the first pit taker? Who will pull the undercut? Doesn't seem to be anyone yet. Are we gonna be seeing the one-stopper happen again when we least expect it? It might. It seems like it. It seems like we're gonna try and pull one-stopper maybe. We'll see how they go this time. Alec and Rowe are in a 1-2. Because they may be waiting, because if a caution comes out when you're in the pits, that is worst case scenario. Rowe will be the undercut. Rowe is attempting an undercut. Who else? Rowe believes the two-stopper is the bigger strategy. But no one else joins. That may have been a mistake for Rowe, because Rowe may have to pit again. And if these people get the one stop, that's going to be even worse. Angel gonna keep going. Angel is going for the one stop. That could be really important if he can pull off the one stop. Or he may be banking on a caution as Caldwell goes through. A few people are going through. We'll watch the pits. Keep an eye out for a possible caution, because that pit wall has hit people in the past and has caused cautions. We won't get one in this group. If a caution comes out now, that is worst case scenario for these guys. Four tires is the call that's being thought's going to happen. Which Halleck has gone 4 tires. Oh, contact! Fitzwater and Johnson get together. That is damage for Zachary Fitzwater Sr. And it's a lot of it. Rowe going to try to jump his teammate, and the undercut will work as Alexander Rowe will take it. But the big question, Sean Angel attempted the overcut and the one stopper. He's the only person in my knowledge that is going for the one stopper, or the only realistic option. Caldwell, I don't think Caldwell can win this race as long as Angel's out front. As Angel, as thought, because he's pulling an overcut that's slower, he is going to come out behind Fitzwater. But John Arndt now battles with Halleck. This is for second. These two have done battle before. They battled for second in Rockingham as Halleck tried to fend off Arndt, but Arndt went on to win that race as he overtook Angel. Or no, Angel was first, then it was Halleck. So these two have fought for the lead before. Now they're fighting for second. Arndt needs Halleck before he can get Rowe. As the battle heats up, Rowe has a 2-second lead, but will 100% two-stop. Rowe has to two-stop. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But if no caution comes out, Sean Angel is in a position for a one-stop. So it doesn't matter that he just dropped below Adam Vincent. He doesn't care about that. He can let them go. As Arndt gets the move on Halleck, because Angel all in for that one-stopper. The only person who could threaten that is Vance Caldwell, because Vance Caldwell's also on the one-stop. Paulson's on the one-stop. Roush's on the one-stop. I know. Finguy's on the one-stop. Johnson is 1 lap down now. That sucks. Johnson, your fastest in practice. Terrible luck. But Arndt, now his job should be to track down Rowe in case Angel will need to pit again, or in case a caution comes out. The track position is going to be crucial, and and he's picking up the pace. John Arndt, really desperate to catch. Like said, this is a sprint race because these tires degrade really fast with the repave. So they didn't want to make this race too long to waste too many tires. But in turn, it's a two-stop for these people at the front. The first person in line in the one-stop is Angel. Angel is hoping and praying that we stay green for the rest of the race. If so, he will be in position to win. Trailblazer Motorsports is known for tire conservation. They've been known for that since the very beginning. That's how Yevgeny Kuznetsov got his win back in Phoenix earlier this season. Because Trailblazer Motorsports put a lot of their development into tire degradation, and it has worked so well in the past, and it's showing again. Sean Angel was able to keep those tires going to get himself into one-stop range. As Arndt has massively picked up the pace, and he just went not almost, 3 tenths. He went about 2 tenths faster, a little over 2 tenths faster than Rowe that time around. What about Rowe this time? 8.44. Arndt, 6.23. That's another 2 tenths. Arndt is catching at a very fast pace. 2 tenths is a lot at a track like this, where mistakes are actually pretty rare. As Angel has made his move on Fitzwater for the 5th position, trying to gain track position in case these people are able to pull one stop. The only person we know for certain cannot pull one stop is Rowe. Rowe pit early. The undercut worked to get the lead, but he's not going to be able to one stop this race, which is very important that he couldn't one stop. Jackson still fighting at the rear, but it could still help him. If Rowe pits again and Jackson doesn't, Jackson beats Rowe. Jackson would need to get those tires into range to stay in this thing through the rest of the race. If he can bring these tires to the rest of the race, he will beat Rowe, because Rowe cannot make it. I know that for certain. So as we look back at the front, we see Caldwell trying to track down Angel. Maybe that's what he's worried about. Maybe he's worried about Vance Caldwell getting through him, which would just give Caldwell the win. What about the pace now? Oh my god, Arndt is still faster by 800ths that time, but 800ths, it's still something. Lap car of Gatlin Downey approaching. 2 tenths slower a lap isn't going to be too big of an issue because he's near on pace. Oh, but Arndt gains another 10th. John Arndt, like I said, he's been one of the outright fastest guys late this season, and he's showing it once again. John Arndt wants to fight for a championship, and this is the way he'll do it. Because if Rowe pits and drops to the rear, and Jackson's already down there, Arndt is going to get a huge points haul. And it's going to keep him in this championship. But he's banking on Rowe as he gains another 2 tenths. Halleck in threat by Adam Vincent. Angel just cruising all alone. But Caldwell makes another move. Caldwell, his last big threat is ahead of him, and that's Angel. Angel is in the provisional winner circle, but he needs to keep Caldwell behind him if he wants to win this race. Because if everyone else pits, there will be 2 people left at the front. That will be Sean Angel and Vance Caldwell. These 2 do not need to pit again. But even though Arndt knows Rowe needs to pit again, I think Arndt's banking on everyone else needing to pit again, and he's just trying to catch him. but it's almost certain that Rowe will need to pit again. Like 90%. Rowe needs to pit again. I'm about 50-50 with Arndt. About 50-50 Vincent, 50-50 Halleck, but I know Caldwell can make it. Unless he pushes it too hard. Angel 100%, no doubt in my mind. Maybe Caldwell's about a 90% chance to make it. With himself pushing as hard as he is. But Angel's making it. Angel is going to make it to the end in this run. But it all matters on Alexander Rowe, who just lost 0.4 of a second in a single lap. Rowe must have made a mistake because he lost so much time that time around. That Arndt is now under a second behind as they've reached lap traffic, which the lap traffic is running 30-second lap times. This is very bad for Rowe. Rowe does not want to see that 05 in his mirror because Arndt is just incredibly fast. Rowe will clear Windhelm, but not at the cost of 3 more tenths of a second. Arndt just breezes past the 50 car. He's just letting Rowe take care of the traffic. As Arndt going to go down the inside of Carson Bowers, get him easy. Hurley may be a little more of a struggle. No, he won't. Right down the inside. Arndt is less than half a second behind Rowe. Rowe just trying to get through the lap traffic as Arndt is closing even quicker than he was before. And now Ray is going to play a big factor. Arndt is there. He has reached the back. Because now he's 0.3 off the lead. Next person down, Vincent, 4.3 seconds off. Rowe now is in right behind a 2 wide lap traffic. He'll get through Ray. How about Arndt? Arndt's just gonna dive it low, get through Ray. It's less than 0.2. Arndt tried to dive low, didn't work. That was the first attempt. But I don't think Arndt is done just yet. Arndt pushing the car. I think he expects a pit, and this means he's just gonna try to push. Rowe's pitting in the next 2 laps, I would say. Arndt's gonna be in about 3 or 4. But it's 5 laps to go, and Rowe is gonna have to pit. There's no way he can make it to the end on fuel. Or tires. In fact, tires are a big issue. Arndt just wanting to pounce on the 87. The last time around, he lost so much time because of that attempt. Because he got a little too quick with it and threw it down the inside of Rowe too early. But Arndt is closing again. It's now half a second as they're catching lap traffic again. But I think Rowe's in this time. I think Rowe's in. He's not. He's going to keep stretching it. Are they going to make it? I'll be surprised if Rowe can make it on fuel. I will be very surprised if Alexander Rowe makes it to the end on fuel. But he's on and outside of Gatlin Downey. He's going to try to thread the needle between 2 lap cars. But that's not going to work! And Arndt is right on his bumper! This is for the lead! Rowe refuses to come in. He's going to try to stretch it. I don't think he can. I don't think Rowe's going to be able to stretch it, but at this point, I think Arndt will. 2 to go for Rowe. Rowe sees Arndt right there. Can Rowe stretch it 1 more lap to take a win? No, he can't! Rowe is in the pits! He had the points lead! And Rowe is done! Arndt going for the double white flag! Only 4 people in history have ever pulled 2 races in a row. And Arndt is gonna be the 5th. Last corner. And John Arndt is gonna take his 2nd win in a row, his 3rd win of his career, and John Arndt wins in Paris. Who gets 2nd? Caldwell gets 2nd. It'll be Halleck 3rd, Angel 4th, and Nick Pericles will round out your top 5, and John Arndt just pulled the double. John Arndt, what an incredible performance! He could make the 1 stop, Rowe could not make the 1 stop, and in turn, he drops to 29th and will not inherit the points lead today. Congratulations, John. Where did Jackson end up? 16th, and will extend his points lead. Didn't break the curse, but at least it wasn't bad. Sunoco getting 6th. Thompson drops to 32nd. And through the chaos of the 2nd stop, John Arndt stretched it, and there is Rowe, 29th place. What? And Arndt will pull the double. 5th person in history to pull it off. Let's go look at your finishing results. So John Arndt takes his 3rd career win and the double here in Paris. Caldwell 2nd, Halleck 3rd, Angel 4th, Pericles 5th, Sunoco 6th, Paulson will gain points on Jackson in 7th, Logan 8th, Carlson in 9th, and Scott Roush will round out your top 10 as Roush Racing goes 10th and 11th, which is a nice performance for them today. Thaber in 12th. Beautiful performance for him, but it's a big day for Paul Jackson, as right when it looked very bleak, Rowe could not make it. I told you guys he could not make it. He wasn't going to make it. Rowe pit too early in the first run, and that ended up costing him. I would have stayed out. I would have just let it run out and coast to the finish. He probably would have kept like top 15, but John Arndt, 2 races in a row, we see him in the winner's circle. What a race. I did not expect it to be that good of a race. I did not expect that. Congratulations, John Arndt. Let's go look at your points position. So Paul Jackson remains in the points lead after Autodrome de Paris, 55 points over Alexander Rowe with only 2 rounds left in Season 4. Cordell Paulson is 90 points back in 3rd, as those 3 are the 3 realistic options to hold the points lead after the next race. Halleck can take the points, but he needs pole position in the next race to be able to take it. Other people down there are still in it. We have knocked out a few more people, though. It showed that you need to be within 350 points to stay in it, meaning all those people on screen from Fitzwater, sadly Fitzwater is out of it, all the way down to Roger Ray are out of it. Which means Johnson, Stukel, Downey, Bauer, Caesar, Vincent, Alog, Dodd, Irvine, and Fitzwater are all out. I believe those were all ones from this one. This time around, which sucks for them. They're out of the competition. But this means we only have 19 remaining, as Bobby Jones still in this, but will need an absolute miracle to stay in it. Arndt, I said he would stay in it. He stayed very well in it. And if he gains more points, he could even be in this thing for the championship at the end of the season, as he's only 283 points back. You need to be 230 points back to be in the contention at the finale for the doubleheader. So Arndt is actually close. There's currently 7 people within the range to be able to be in it in the finale, which is Brock, Roush, Pericles, Halleck, Paulson, Rowe, Jackson. And the rest are still just fighting to get in. People like Duncan, Jovic, Arndt, Windhelm, Carlson, Angel, Anderson, Finguy, Mulcher, Shepard, Caldwell, and Jones are all still in this thing. But we'll need a lot more than the guys at the front to be able to win this championship. As right now, a lot of people think that this is Jackson's championship in the bag. But that is still up for grabs. As we look down at the point standings for the constructors, Maverick has reached 3,000 points. Amazingly. And they're still absolutely dominating, pretty much guaranteeing a rank A seat next season, as they currently seem to be the first seat. Epic Motorsports, and then Scott Ganassi Racing is taken third even, as now it looks like they've pretty much confirmed their spot in rank A next season, as this pretty much hands Arndt a rank A, which a lot of people are probably not going to be happy with now, because he seems like a huge threat next season in rank A. Roush Racing's fall to fourth, but they're still about 150 points, 160 points up on Full Frontal Motorsports. And Clever Haas Racing, who has overtaken Fitzwater Australia, though Clever Haas Racing is still pretty far out of a rank A seat. They would have to gain about 300 points in the 2 rounds left. Or it's 3 races, but 2 rounds, which is a long shot. Still a realistic possibility for those 3 teams, Full Frontal, Clever Haas, and Fitzwater Australia, to do it. As Shock Allison is starting to be in danger of a possible rank C, but it still looks like they'll probably keep themselves where they are. Right now it is now Sabasport and Thundersport dropping down, as HHR was able to gain back into the range to be in this. But it does look like that Red Stallion has solidified themselves into the position to go, to stay here in the Sunoco Elite Series next season, which a lot of people should be happy about, because Red Stallion is just a team everyone's liked over the years. But look up, there's only 19 people left in this championship with 2 rounds to go. Next time we are going down to Portugal for Bermuda, our last super speedway on the schedule, and then we go to the road course of La Colina to finish the season out. Our first time at the finale is not in Yas Marina, but this time it is going to be in La Colina, which has shown some pretty fun races in the past. We'll see if that place can mix up the championship like it always does. But until next time in Bermuda, guys, ciao.